Today, we're talking about something that a lot of us can't start our day without: caffeine. Whether you're sipping on morning coffee, tea, or grabbing a quick energy drink, caffeine is a part of many people's daily routine. With 90% of American adults consuming caffeine daily, it's no wonder why it's one of the most widely used substances in the world. But what exactly does it do to our bodies? Is it good for us, or is it more of a bad habit? Stick around as we break down the science and benefits of caffeine. The story of caffeine began in the ancient world with the discovery of its stimulating effects through the consumption of naturally caffeinated plants. While the exact origins of coffee are unclear, reports suggest that it was used as far back as the 9th century. In the centuries that followed, numerous coffee houses and trade routes were established across the world. The Dutch, who had established coffee plantations in their colonial territories in Java, played a key role in expanding coffee's reach. By the late 17th century, coffee had become a prized commodity throughout Europe. Although people had long enjoyed the energizing effects of coffee and tea, it wasn't until the early 19th century that scientists began to understand caffeine's role as a chemical compound. In 1819, the German chemist Friedrich Ferdinand Runge first isolated caffeine from coffee beans, a pivotal moment in the scientific understanding of the substance. Runge's discovery spurred further research into the physiological effects of caffeine, revealing its stimulant properties and its ability to enhance alertness, concentration, and energy levels. By the 20th century, caffeine had become a global phenomenon. Coffee, tea, and chocolate, the three primary sources of caffeine, were consumed in vast quantities around the world. In the 1900s, the invention of instant coffee and the mass production of energy drinks helped cement caffeine's place in modern life. The proliferation of coffee chains like Starbucks further popularized the consumption of caffeinated beverages in the West, turning coffee into a ubiquitous part of daily life. Today, caffeine is no longer limited to beverages. It can be found in a wide array of products, from soft drinks and energy drinks to medicines and even skincare products. The global caffeine market is worth billions of dollars, with coffee alone accounting for a significant portion of the global economy. So, what is caffeine, and what does it actually do? Caffeine is the most widely recognized and utilized psychoactive stimulant in the world. It is found in coffee, tea, chocolate, and certain energy drinks and sodas. Caffeine is a naturally occurring stimulant of the central nervous system and is classified as a methylxanthine. It is an alkaloid compound with the chemical formula C8H10N4O2. Its structure consists of a xanthine core, which is a purine derivative, and contains 3 methyl groups attached to the nitrogen atoms at positions 1, 3, and 7. In its pure form, caffeine is a white powder. Some of our team even isolated it during their second year in college. Due to its fat and water-soluble nature, caffeine easily crosses the blood-brain barrier and begins to block a neurotransmitter called adenosine. Adenosine promotes sleep and relaxation, so when caffeine blocks it, feelings of fatigue are reduced, making us feel more awake and alert. Caffeine binds to the A1 and A2A adenosine receptors in the brain, preventing adenosine from binding. As a result, when caffeine wears off, the buildup of adenosine rushes in and binds to the receptors, causing a sudden feeling of tiredness or fatigue, which can feel like a crash. Caffeine is also a diuretic, meaning it increases urination, leading to the removal of excess water and salts from the body. But that's just the start. Caffeine doesn't just keep you awake. It stimulates your central nervous system, increasing dopamine and norepinephrine levels in your brain. This not only improves your mood, but also enhances your concentration. That's why a cup of coffee or tea can help you feel more energized and ready to tackle the day. Caffeine has numerous positive effects, such as increased mental alertness. Caffeine helps you stay focused. If you need to study, work, or power through a task, caffeine can improve concentration and cognitive performance. Improved physical performance. Did you know caffeine can also help with exercise? The European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, has confirmed that caffeine intake can improve endurance performance, increase endurance capacity, and decrease perceived exertion. Caffeine is effective at enhancing sports performance at doses between 3–6 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, with no added benefits at doses higher than 9 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. Mood boost. There is also evidence that caffeine can have a mild antidepressant effect. By increasing dopamine levels, it can improve your mood, especially in low doses. Antioxidants. Caffeine is rich in antioxidants, which help protect your cells from oxidative damage and may offer long-term health benefits. However, as with all chemicals, moderation is key. While caffeine has its perks, it's not all good news. With a lethal dose greater than 80 milligrams per kilogram, it's difficult for an accidental overdose on caffeine to occur. For example, assuming an 80 kilograms individual only drank a standard cup of coffee, which contains about 150 milligrams of caffeine, the individual would need to consume over 40 cups to reach a lethal dose. Although it's unlikely to die from caffeine overconsumption, it can lead to some not-so-pleasant side effects, such as jitters and anxiety. Caffeine can overstimulate your nervous system, causing symptoms like jitteriness, nervousness, or even increased anxiety in some people. Sleep disruption. Consuming caffeine too late in the day can interfere with your sleep cycle. Caffeine stays in your system for about 4–6 hours, so drinking it in the afternoon or evening might keep you up all night. Dependence. Caffeine withdrawal is a time-limited syndrome that develops after cessation of daily caffeine intake. This means that if you regularly consume caffeine, you can become dependent on it. Skipping your usual cup of coffee might lead to symptoms such as headaches, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and fatigue. Tolerance. If an individual consumes caffeine regularly over time, they can develop a tolerance. This means that the same dose of caffeine no longer produces the same effects, or a higher dose is needed to achieve similar results. For most people, moderate caffeine intake of around 200–400 milligrams per day is considered safe, which is roughly the equivalent of 2–4 cups of coffee, depending on the strength. However, remember that caffeine is also found in tea, sodas, and energy drinks, so be mindful of what you're drinking throughout the day. If you are sensitive to caffeine, you may want to stick to lower amounts or avoid it entirely. Pregnant women and those with certain health conditions should also be cautious. If in doubt about your caffeine usage, as always, speak to your healthcare professional for clarification. From its ancient beginnings to its present-day status as a global commodity, caffeine has become an essential part of daily routines for millions of people worldwide. It is a powerful substance that, when consumed in moderation, can help improve focus, mood, and even physical performance. But like everything, it's important not to overdo it. Listen to your body and pay attention to how caffeine affects you personally. Do you have a favorite way to enjoy your caffeine fix? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.